What's going on with my fellow folks? You already know this is the Beta Male Police, indeed, Mr. AKA Live Free. Call me BMP. Hey man, before I begin, I want to give a shout out to Black Pill Daniels for the $5. And I just need 4 more of these so I can keep this live stream up and running without any ads. Because I want a lot of new people and people to take heed of what I'm going to say. And this message is only my experience, and this may be a little dark, but you know, you've been here for a little bit. You know how we do it. Also, man, hit the like button and salute to my brother Black Pill Daniels, man. I appreciate
Sometimes you
that,
gotta
brother.
pop
Thank you,
out
man.
and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up the
Appreciate
score
it,
with 'em.
man. Let me give a shout out to everybody here. We're gonna get started. Salute to Sigma. What's going on? Hope all is well. True Seco 2. Salute. Indigenous Enigma. He said, bless, man. What up, brother? Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. What up, Nate? Hood Hobbies, what's happening, man? You wildin', bro. Like, you wildin', man. You wildin'. What you doing watching that, man? He says sick with demons. Sick white demons. You crazy. Yeah, man. This is a new all right, this is my new avatar. Salute to the channel, man. I finally got a new pack of cigarettes. Got me a new do-rag. Salute to y'all, man. Y'all made it happen, man. Appreciate it. All right, man, let's go ahead and get started. Like I said before, this is only my experience in the military. You can do what you want to do with this information. I don't really care, but I'm going to give you what I experienced and why you should stay single if you want to join the military. I warned you. Pay close attention to what I'm going to say. All right. Man, when I joined the Navy, when I joined the military, it really blackpilled me. And the reason why is because there's a lot of things that the military didn't really explain to me when I joined. And the one thing that I wanted to say to myself is I am extremely proud that I went single because a lot of people was disappointed. The reason why you should stay single is because it's not the fact that you might get cheated on, it's the fact that you will. During my journey in the Navy, I witnessed a lot of people that experience self-deletion, attempted deletion, and a lot of things that was going on in the household. I remember one story that still plays my mind to this day. When I finally got my orders on the John C. Stennis, which is a huge aircraft carrier, and when I tell you that there's a lot of places that people got caught having smecks, and a lot of wives and husbands were cheating on their significant other. The most loyal woman cheated on her husband. I remember we went to San Diego, and it was this woman. She was Hawaiian, and she was mixed with white and black. Everybody used to give her all of this praise because her husband always sent her letters, gifts, money, made sure she was completely good. And she joined the military, and she was in about 7 to 8 years. I remember one day we went to San Diego, and this restaurant was called, I believe it was TGI Fridays. She went with a couple of her shipmates, all males. She used to hang out with a lot of guys. She didn't like women. We all went there, and I met this couple, and I seen her. All right. I said, what's up? What's going on? I ordered my food. All it took is 2 or 3 Long Island iced teas for her to have a whole train ran on her. And what's crazy about this story is that when she did the train, it was recorded. And everybody on the ship had the video on their iPods or iPod touches, including me. I'm not sure how I got the video, but it was around the whole ship. And not only that, her husband at home ended up getting the video emailed to him. And what happened was he deleted himself. All right. And the reason why it's so dangerous to have a relationship or getting married in the military is because I had to read a lot of John Deere letters. And if you don't know what a John Deere letter is, it's basically a letter, and the woman is telling the man that's serving his country that I can't do this no more. These women are basically women that can't be loyal, and they have the urge to sleep with somebody else. They need to tell you within the letter because they're going to feel extremely liable, very liable, or what's going to happen. So they say, I give up. I want to get a divorce. I want to be single, and I hope the best for you. I don't want to hurt you. Now, these letters is consistent of 4 or 5 pages. We're talking about on Microsoft Outlook. I remember reading one of these letters, and I was an E5, right? I was maybe like an E5 or E4, probably E4. And one of my boss, he was a E6. He got married to a 18 or 19-year-old, and this guy was almost 36 years old. He read the letter, and I remember going to the office, and he was continuously to read the letter. I said, hey, man, you okay? He said, no, come here. Come read this. I looked at it, and I said, wow, man, she really left you. She took the house that you paid for and moved somebody else in. And this one of these guys that was very well in shape. He was a hardworking shipmate. And the only thing that broke him down in his entire world was a woman. This guy never recovered from that. This guy lost almost 150 pounds, walking around the hangar bay in the P weight looking pathetic, pitiful, head down, depressed, wanted to jump off the ship. He finally got home to his cheating wife, and he got his shotgun, and he's doing life in prison right now. Um, I seen a lot of things that made a lot of people have deletion attempts because a girl cheated on them. I used to work night shift, do my 12-hour shift. And there was this white tee guy. He was very cool. He used to always email this girl in the morning before he go to work at night. And one day she didn't email. She never replied to him. And that same night, he jumped off the aircraft carrier at night. He didn't want to live no more. This guy was on a deletion attempt watch for 24 hours. He didn't shower anymore. He stopped taking care of himself. And I was basically new to all of this. I did not know that a woman can cripple you being in the military, because I thought that everything was going to be all right. Women are going to be loyal. We are defending the country. They should respect that. And it was the other way around. Now, if you get married before the military, get a divorce right now. Don't ask why. Just get a divorce. Because your military benefits, your health benefits, the moving costs, your basic housing allowance will be affected. The military will always side with the ex-wife. This is something called the woman is always right, as we per se in this space. Also, there's going to be child support and alimony. If you owe, that shit will be garnished from your paycheck immediately because they have all of your information. They already have your pay, your social security number, and your pay scale. If you never heard what a 10/10 rule is, it means that the wife can take your retirement pay per divorce creed. Now, this depends on the state that you are, but if you did 10 years and you get a divorce, your ex-wife can take half of your retirement pay per DFAS, right? The Defense Finance and Accounting Services. Now, these things will not be explained to you because they want you to stay married. They want to take your benefits from you. This is the government that we're talking about. I know a lot of people that had attachment issues with a woman. Now imagine you waking up on an aircraft carrier and all you see is water. That's it. You see the gorgeous water and you surrounded by it. Now, when you are on an aircraft carrier, mentally that shit is going to damage you because when you look at the scenery, you're going to think that it's going to be very romantic and the one thing you're going to miss is your woman. Now, you're worried about what she's doing at home. That was a lot of people's issues when we did a deployment for 6 months. People did not realize how useless they were because they had attachment issues with their wife at home. Now, I'm going to tell you something, man. If you decide to not listen to me, right, and still get married and stay married or wait for your woman after you come home, even after you come home, nothing will be the same. You're going to be mentally and physically damaged from the service that you did. Now it's time for you to adjust to the civilian lifestyle. And it's going to cripple you, man. Don't come back and find your girlfriend or wife cheating on you after you come back because you just might delete yourself. It's going to leave a permanent scar. Very permanent. Now I remember doing orders in San Diego. We used to pick up the Marines, and I used to think the Marines used to be the toughest people in the world until I realized that a lot of them was going through depression because their wife was cheating on them. And there was a lot of white T boys as well, man. They used to tell me all the time, BMP, my wife cheated on me. Now I have to face reality. And these guys used to wrestle. They used to teach me martial arts, karate moves, very cool people. But a lot of them didn't make it in the service just because they was married. And they realized that they was getting cheated on with their best friends at home. All right. When you join the military, there's going to be a terminology that's called barracks bunnies. Now, if you've never heard what barracks bunnies is, it's basically women that sleep around. And this is not even in deployment. This is at base. Women will go from barracks to sleep with a lot of men. And your said wife can be one of them. This is crazy, man. One of my homeboys, I'm not going to name him, his wife joined the service with him. And he ended up getting split up with orders in Virginia. And his wife stayed on the aircraft carrier where I was at. His wife turned into a barracks bunny. His wife started sleeping around with a lot of the military people that she had orders for, that she was working with. And, you know, She got kicked out basically. But imagine your wife being called a barracks bunny. And yes, barracks bunny, they also sell box. Women in the military also sell their box. There's something that's called a Navy cash card. And what that is that they give you this red card. You can load cash, money on it. And we have different vending machines. We got ship stores that you can purchase items. You don't think women were doing the do just to get that money that they didn't have? Man, this shit really blackpilled me. Um, oh, when we go to deployment and we go to different places like Thailand, Singapore, Japan, Hong Kong, everybody took their ring off. Yep, I'm gonna snitch. Everybody took their ring off. Nobody was loyal. Nobody. Imagine you see a group of married people and you see them taking their rings off or leaving their ring on the ship just to have fun and pleasure. Nobody on that ship was loyal. This is why I tell you there is no good women on that ship or men. Nobody cared anymore. And I looked at these people and I said, "Are you serious? You should have stayed single." Now, the worst I seen in Thailand is I seen somebody wife getting down in Thailand the first day. She got way too drunk. She had hands on knees at a concert and people was recording it. And I say, wow, that is somebody's wife that's waiting at home, trying to be loyal, and she already caught 5 to 7 bodies in the first night in Thailand, a married woman. That's when I started to look at marriage kind of differently. But do what you want. I remember working at a garbage compactor in the military. And basically, I had to separate the plastic, the clothes, and the regular garbage. It was me and this other guy. And for some reason, I kept getting women clothes in this garbage compactor. And I'm talking about women clothes as in panties, um, two-piece tops, and all I seen in these clothes is discharge, period juice, blood everywhere, right? Odors. And I went to my boss and I said, "Hey man, I can't do this shit no more. These women are nasty." So what the women would do is they will be extremely lazy and they will throw away their clothes. They won't take no showers. We had a washer and dryer because when you on an aircraft carrier, it's basically an apartment. They have everything you need. Women used to be so lazy on the ship that they will wear their clothes for 3 or 4 weeks straight and throw them away. And guess who gets them? Me. I mean, that shit reeked of havoc, man. It smelled like somebody got deleted in them clothes. They just take a lot of medication because a lot of those women on the boat could not handle the pressure. They was already depressed. Imagine you stuck on a boat with a lot of women that had all types of medical problems. And when you take medication, when you start taking that shit, it's gonna be different colors. Purple, green, orange. That's all I seen in those clothes. Women with anxiety, men deleting themselves. Men could not even function in the military correctly because their wife was not responding to them. Now, we're talking about a ship's readiness. We're talking about trained military people under attack. You can put somebody's life on the line, but you got men out here that couldn't reach their full potential because their wife didn't respond to them accordingly, now their performance is decreasing. Now they're getting written up. Now they're getting kicked out because they got to get medically discharged just to check up on their wife. They couldn't do the job no more. You are a sailor. Anything can happen. But the one thing that crippled a man when I was in the military is a woman. That's the one thing that I always say. You can be a tough, mighty bad Marine. Once that woman cheat on you, that shit gonna ball you up forever. I'm talking about, I seen grown men cry, snot hanging out their nose, trying to get out the military. And I said, wow, man, I got to tell people this because once I get home, I don't want nobody to think that their wife is not going to cheat on them when they join the service. It's going to happen. It's really going to happen. Right? I seen some messed up shit in the military, man. I seen a chief, E8, whole married man. I'm doing security, and this guy get caught having sex with an E2. And I caught him and I said, listen, man, you cool. I don't want you to lose your pay rate because you got a wife and kids at home. I'm not gonna say anything. Get up out of here, man. I do not want to catch you here again because the next time it's not gonna be me that catch you. It's gonna be somebody else. You know what happened the next day? He did it the second time. And that second time, another guy did watch. And that same chief, E8, got busted down to a E4, right? That man was making almost $4,000 a month tax free. He went from $4,000 a month to $1,500. And his wife called up and said, what's going on? Where's the money? Because clearly when everybody joined the military, the money goes straight to the wife's bank account. And the wife instantly looked at it and said, I want a divorce. So not only you lost your freedom, now you on restriction, huge red badge across your chest. And you was a whole chief that everybody looked up to. And the only thing that you couldn't control was women. You couldn't wait or nothing. E8 to an E4. Instantly got kicked out. Instantly got to go through a divorce. And like I said before, when you get child support put on you in the military, the next morning that shit will be garnished. They already have everything. The military have a UCMJ, they have a prison system, they have a court system, they have all types of services there. Therapists, they have corpsmen, doctors. They don't need no other information. They have it. And they don't care what you go through. I'm talking about families destroyed just because everybody wanted to have fun. And you're going to sit there and look at me and say, BMP, not my girl. BMP, I'm about to join the military, the Navy, the Army, whatever. I trust my woman. I can leave her by herself for 6 months straight. She's going to hold it down for me. You got to be the biggest idiot in the world. And you deserve to get cheated on. And I get this question all the time. If everybody wants to join the military, stay single. You do not want to go through what a lot of men went through. There's men that's not living no more just because of a woman. Just because they didn't realize that their woman was like that. Now, after I got out of the military, right, when everybody is at the dock, everybody waiting on their wife, everybody waiting on their significant other, guess what? There's a lot of wives that didn't show up on time. I wonder why. There's people that had 6 or 7 month deployments waiting on their wife to pick them up. The wives never showed up because she was putting hands on these with somebody else. I had to basically drop off somebody. I had to drop them off. And once I did that, he knocked on the door. Nobody answered. Wife wasn't even at home. And he was like, I was like, yo, you gonna be okay? He was like, yeah, BMP, just drop me off right here. I'll figure some things out. 2 weeks later, he hit me up. He said, yo, BMP. I said, what up, man? Man, my wife was cheating on me. She was at another guy's house. She wasn't even at home. Man, life is so crazy. And this is the shit that they don't want you to really understand, because why you think a lot of military men have mental issues? Why you think that? Why you think majority of them are depressed? When you join the military, when you join the Navy, you're going to see a lot of people drinking. And what they always just say, you curse like a sailor. Well, you're going to drink like one, because you're going to be around a lot of depressed and miserable people because they thought their wife wasn't like that. And all they did was drink. Now, I'm not against, drinking, 'cause I drink myself, but to drink because your wife cheated on you and now you in the military and now your performance is low, you can't focus. And that one mistake you make can cause you a life or other people's life. And you still tell me my wife is different than everybody else. That's bullshit. Stay single. Enjoy your military service single. If you're married, if you want to join the military, the first thing you should get is a divorce. Break up with the bitch. If you in love, tell her you can do whatever you want. When I come back, it is what it is. But just know, when you come back to her, that body count is going to rocket 300 or 400 plus. We're talking about entire city. You're gone for 6 and 7 months. Nobody should hold it down. I don't even blame the women. This is women's nature, by the way. People people always talk about what their wife is doing when they're at work for 6 to 7, 8 hours. Imagine you gone for 6, 7 months, maybe a year. There's no woman in the planet that's gonna hold anybody down. And there's no prove me wrong on that. That's actually accurate. The military divorce rate is extremely high for a reason, man. And this is why that I always tell men, do not let a woman ruin your life just because you want to change yours. If you want to change your life, you need to take women out of it. You need to take your feelings and your emotions out of it. Now, I was a part of the supply team. I was a storekeeper, and I joined back in 2007. I had about maybe 30 storerooms that I used to operate and do inventory. You know what a lot of people's doing? They was asking me, can they pay me to lock themselves in the storeroom to get busy? You know what I did? I said, hell yeah. And these people were married. It wasn't my business. So what I did is they gave me what, $15 for an hour, $20 for an hour. I would take them down there. I would grab the keys. I will open the storeroom and I'll say, hey, enjoy. And I would lock them in there for an hour. And that was my hustle. My hustle was to keep cheating people discreet. That was me as a storekeeper. You can ask anybody. A lot of people wanted to pay me to cheat on their wives and their husbands. and not get caught. And you're gonna tell me that BMP, she's different. She's gonna join a service and she's gonna be totally fine with majority predominant men serving with her. I had a lot of money too. My Navy cash card had almost $300 a month because people wanted that one particular storeroom. And I remember that storeroom called 6 Alpha, right? 6A, 6 Alpha. And 6 Alpha was all the way downstairs. I'm talking about down there to the basement. And these were where all the bulk items were. And you had to conduct what's called hold lots to get a lot of this equipment out there because it was heavy. You can't, lift it. But people wanted that storeroom because they did not want to get caught. They didn't want to get caught. You don't think that shit black pill me? I was like, man, nobody is loyal. Nobody. The military is a spooky place when you put your feelings and emotions there. I'm talking about XOs, COs. We used to go to these red light districts. I mean, I ain't saying no names. I went to a couple of red light districts and all I seen was married people there. They didn't give a F about their wives. They said, look at this gorgeous Thai woman. Nobody was married no more. And I don't blame them because marriage is a joke when you join the military. There was people that went home back to their wives and they didn't want to go back home. Once you go to another country and see a different particular woman, you don't want that same wife no more. I know one XO, he went home to his wife. He said, F this, I'm going back to Thailand. Man, he got a divorce, packed his bags, and now he living in Thailand right now. You don't think your wife can do the same? Go to these different countries, experience different men, and just come back to you? Are you normal, regular, out of shape? Bruh, the military is an evil place when you put your feelings and emotions intact. I seen it all. I seen it all, man. I got stories for days. But that one story still plagues my mind to this day. Watching a perfect couple and watching this woman get a train ran on her because she had 2 or 3 Long Island iced teas. Everybody used to praise this woman. And I looked at her and I said, she is no different than anybody else. She's going to crack. And it happened. Now she was the most notified cheater in the whole entire fleet on everybody iPod, iPad, phones. Is a recording of somebody's wife getting dogged out by 3 or 4 guys. All it took was alcohol. That's why I tell you, man, you do not have to bring your woman with you. Dump that bitch, get that divorce, and let the military change your life. When you get out, you can do whatever you want. If you decide to get married or if you decide to be a simp, go ahead. But don't do it in the military. You might delete yourself. You might jump off the aircraft carrier. You might lose your shit. You might mentally lose your mind forever. There's people right now that still can't function in today's society just because they trusted a woman. Man, one of my best friends turned to a simp, right? The little 18-year-old Mexican girl, all right? Little Hispanic chick. This girl was almost, what, 18, 19. And he was like 26 at the time, 27. Fell in love, wanted to have kids. Our first deployment, our first trip, She got caught, cheating with a guy looked just like him on the boat. My friend, my friend couldn't even enjoy his deployment. He didn't want to do anything. He was balled up in the corner. He was like, man, she cheated on me. I said, I know. But nigga, we are in Thailand, man. Let's have some fun. He said, no, I don't want to have fun. I want to go home. I said, what? I say, you don't even know this woman. And the whole 6 months, he didn't go anywhere. He was just stuck on the ship, head down, depressed. I couldn't talk him out of anything, man. I had to find another Liberty buddy because he was so depressed that she found somebody else. And the guy looked just like him. We're talking about this guy was like 5'3". She found another 5'3" guy that looked just like him to cheat on him with, like his twin brother. And I say, man, you have the perfect opportunity to enjoy yourself in another country, and you let an American woman cheat on you, and it played your mind. You will forever be weak because I will never respect you after that. You know what he did? After the deployment, we went back to San Diego. The same guy fell in love again on the barracks. I'm in San Diego. I'm at the mall, right, with a couple of friends. We hanging out. I see this guy at the jewelry place about to buy a woman a wedding ring, engagement ring. I look, I say, man, you crazy. He like, man, I'm getting old, man. Time me to fall in love. When I got the military, I want to have a family. I looked at him. I said, all right, man, enjoy. He bought that ring. He gave that woman the engagement ring. Guess what she did? She pawned it. Found somebody else and pawned the ring that he bought her. And now when he got out, he's a stepfather of 5 to 6 kids. None of those kids are his. This is why I tell you, the military will forever change you. It's your choice. It can be for the better or the worse. Now he's a stepfather of 5 kids. And he is completely miserable. I remember when I was on Facebook, I just see those posts. He just say shit like, man, one day it's going to get better. I say, what? You have the freedom to walk away. But that's all he knew. All he knew is to work, reproduce, provide, and die. Unfortunately, man. Take advantage of the military. Do not let it take advantage of you. And one other thing, man. Even before the military, even before the fleet or my orders, there was something that called A school. After you graduate from boot camp, you go to your A school, right? You go to your A school, depending on your rate. And I remember I went to Mississippi Meridian. Now this place had nothing out there. It was completely empty. It was hot. It was humid. A lot of people got in trouble because it was two things: women and alcohol. They let women dictate them of not even making it to the fleet on restriction. In A school is a place where you learn your job. So that way you can have the skill set to join the fleet. People would get extremely drunk because they're depressed, and they will take trips out of the town for like 30, 40 minutes, and they will go to bowling alleys, malls, and they will, mess with the women on base. They will get caught sleeping with the women in their barracks, in their rooms. And now they are on restriction. And some of them had to get kicked out depending on how severe their incident was. I say, God damn, man. Women have so much power over men that it's completely scary. I don't never want to be in that spectrum ever again, man. The things that I seen, the Marines balling up like a bitch because a woman cheated on them. My best friend turned to a stepdaddy of 6 kids that's not his. People jumping off the aircraft carrier, reading John Deere letters. People coming up to me, telling me that I can't do this. I'm gonna go back home. I'll just plead insanity. It's because a woman cheated on you. Once again, I warned you. Stay single if you want to join the military. You gotta trust me on this. Now, I know sometimes I get on these live streams, I make y'all laugh, but I'm extremely serious right now. I'm extremely serious. I do not want what I seen when I was in the military happen to any of you in here. There are some things that I can't even talk about right now because I don't even want to join that memory lane anymore. But once again, man, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the chat. I want to see if anybody want to join and give me your experience if you were a veteran. All right. And I hope this live stream stays up because I want men to see this. You know, I'm talking about younger men that always ask me, should I join the military? This live stream is very important, man. So anybody want to join up, come on up here. And I'm going to read some of these comments, man. Let me get up to he said, what up, Black Sheep, what up? Let me get my banner back up, man. He said, what up, Beta Male? Long time no see. Been busy working. Stay busy, man. Stay busy. Stay busy, man. He said, single for life. What up, Iota? What up? What's going on, New? What's up? What's up? Nail the Ghost, what's up? What's good? What's good? Yeah, he said, Bo Rats. Man, people think I'm lying, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. It gets crazy. What up, Tony? He said, the infamous Dear John letters and basic training. Dudes try to unalive themselves. It was crazy. Basic training? Yikes. Damn, people getting John Deere letters in boot camp? Man, the only letters that people should be getting is letters from like their parents or their loved ones. But yikes, man, you ain't even start the process yet. He said, not women, females. Remember the movie Jarhead? Yes, I did. That movie was so messed up. Yes, I did. And there was a lot of stories pertaining to that movie that I've seen in real life, man. That's a messed up movie, man. It really is. He said I watched the movie Jarhead plenty of times. He said when that women in the movie effed around on him and he found out it was his woman video getting pounded out. Yep, same ordeal. Yep. What up, Luke? He said I've seen that too many times. A guy actually jumped off the ship when we were deployed over that. Yep. Ain't just me. It ain't just me. Man, when you see a person jumping off an aircraft carrier, you got to understand, first of all, you got to understand how big an aircraft carrier is. Now, it's moving at a slow pace, right? It's moving forward. So when somebody jump off the boat, the whole entire aircraft carrier have to do a whole U-turn, and they have to get the swim team, the rescue team to come pick you up. The person that jumped off the aircraft carrier that I was at, he was lucky because he had on his Navy coveralls, right? So the Navy coveralls, it is a automatic flotation device, And once you hit the water, it discharges this type of liquid form, this green ooze. And what that does is it pretty much repel all of the sharks away from you. So that way, when you jump, you won't get eaten alive by sharks or any miscellaneous things over the sea. So thankfully, he had on his coveralls, because if he had on regular civilian clothes like everybody else do when they work out, he would have went straight to the bottom. He would have panicked and he would have got eaten up. So he's extremely lucky. And I think he wanted to delete himself, to be honest, man. He said I had Jarhead on the VHS. Yeah, man. Let me see. Let me get some more of these guys. Black Devon is laughing. Yeah, he said BMP had all the dirty laundry, knew everybody else's business. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of women they didn't shower, right? Because like I said, women didn't need to shower. All they needed was makeup. And what they do is they didn't wash their ass. They just put their clothes and throw them away, right? So when they throw their clothes away, I get all of that. We got panties, we got bra straps, two piece, yoga pants, and all that type of shit. And me and my homie, he was like, "Man, what is that smell?" And I said, "It's these women clothes." And we looked in his bag, and it was a lot of women clothes with this. It was soaked in shit. It was soaked in, women take medication. They bipolar, depression pills, periods, right? They had periods. It was bleeding. All of that was on the clothes. So they didn't take some time to wash their clothes. They just threw them away, and I get all of that. And I was looking at every woman sideways. I was like, wait a minute now. I like, wait a minute. All right, don't try to give me no hug now. He said they used to call me the pimp of the boat with big ass arms, Tony. Pookie the Sailor Man. Pie the Pookie Man. That's funny. Pimp of the boat. That's crazy. He said, "Yep, commission officer females was getting down too." Now, the commission officers, they had their own space, right? They had their own space. The enlisted had their space, and then the officers were all upstairs. And a lot of people could not have access upstairs because it was considered they had a sign up there and it said restricted, or you needed to be authorized. So a lot of officers had, a upstairs room. But I'm pretty sure they were doing their thing too. Man. He said Penny said Monday and it was Saturday. Right? Uh he said I was in E3 smashing a Mary E7. US Army was nasty work. Yeah, it was a lot of married women in the service too. And there was all over dating apps, man. I remember when I got out. When I got out the service, I opened up my POF. It was nothing but military women everywhere. I used to mess with one too. I used to mess with a military, a wife. I mean, I won't do it now, but these are my sins that I did back in my 20s. When I got out, I was messing with this chick. She was like Romanian. She looked just like Sandra Bullock, right? Very young. And I didn't even know she had a whole family. I used to go over there for the weekend. Man, I should bring a couple of Four Locos. We used to have a good time. Into a couple of weeks, she said, "Well, I can't see you no more because my husband is coming back from Afghanistan." I said, "Your husband?" She said, "Yeah, I got a whole family." I said, "A family?" I said, "What?" This woman profile picture said she was single with no kids. So I was messing around with her almost 2 or 3 months until like a week later, she hit me up. She said, "Hey, it was nice knowing you. My husband gonna get back. I can't see you no more." I was like, wow, boy, life is crazy, man. He said, "Damn, working his way down." Yep, working. Yeah, Kevin, from E8 to E4. Yes, yes, yes. Well, E7, one of them, E7, E8. I think a chief is E7, and then yeah, I think it was like a senior chief, E8, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, when you get caught, and also not only he got caught, um, with a woman having sex, that's fraternization because he is a lot of pay grades higher than this woman. This woman was on the E2. He was like an E8. So they hit him with smacks and they hit him with that fraternization, right? Per chain of command. So he got busted down all the way to like an E3, E4. I'm just sitting there like, yo, I'm like, look at Chief. This guy's an E4. Like, what? He had this big ass red bag. I'm like, oh man, I told him. I was like, I told him, you're gonna get caught. But I didn't tell on him, but somebody else that was doing that same watch, you know, right, had to log in and he got caught. I'm like, he snitched. I'm like, man, my trust issues derive from all the F-ish from the army, soldiers and civilians getting down in the same small town. Nobody was loyal. Yeah, nobody's not gonna be loyal. Nobody. Ain't nobody gonna be loyal, man. It can be a small town, it can be a big city. There's no woman in the world that can't hold it down. They need pleasure. That temptation is gonna be there for them for a long time. You think a woman gonna hold that shit down for months? Come on, player. We gotta start thinking logically now. We had a bar near the gate in Hawaii called Kahanas or some ish, while dudes was in Okinawa. Every Friday was single wives night. Whoa, wait. Every Friday was single wives night. You already know what time it was. I remember going to Hawaii, but we was I believe it was Waikiki. It was Waikiki. It was in Pearl Harbor. I remember we got stuck. We was there for like 4 or 5 months. Everybody was broke. But the crazy part about Hawaii is that they got different islands for single people. They got islands for couples, married people. Yeah, Hawaii is it's dope, but Hawaii is very wild, man. That's crazy. Single wives night. you know, there's gonna be a lot of hands on knees with that. Yikes. Luther said also dudes with Japanese wives, they wives was getting ran through too. They better overseas. Nope, all women are like that. Exactly. Yep, overseas women too. Overseas women too. They will do the same shit. There's no different between an American woman and an overseas woman. Other probably better, probably because they look better, and that's it. They're probably in shape and they look better. Other than that, they're all the same, man. He said he was okay, yeah, okay. E8 is a senior chief. Yep, he was a senior chief. I was like, yikes, dog. Man, that's a lot of money too, man. That's a lot because when you in the military, you get your base pay. When you go overseas, you get your hazards pay. You get overseas. All of that is tax free. And a lot of these guys, what they do is that they have joint accounts, right? They have accounts because the money goes straight to the wife. And the first thing the wife, take a look at because you get paid every first and 15th. They look at it and say, wait a minute, you used to make like 4,500, used to make such and such. Now you're making 1,100 every 2 weeks, right? She instantly called the chain of command and they confirmed that, yeah, he got caught cheating. He's on restriction currently. And yes, the military will snitch all in your business. Everybody will know what you're doing. They don't care. They don't care how much money you lose. They don't care. He said the military is black people. Yeah, yeah. Facts, man. Facts. The civilian wives were the worst. Boy. Absolutely. There were plenty of stories of men coming home and everything is gone. Yeah, yeah. One of my I want to say his name so bad, man, but I don't want to say no names. But this guy was so cool, little white guy, man. He used to be a first class. I was a third class, and this guy used to work like extremely hard, man. He used to make sure that you know, work get done. He used to make sure everybody was good, and then he wasn't a guy to just say, "All right, we need this shit done," and I'm gonna sit back and eat some popcorn and drink some hot Pepsi. No, this guy used to work with us, man. He used to make sure that we was good too. He used to, work with us and because he wanted everything done. And when he got cheated on, man, I was like, yikes. This guy lost like 150 pounds. He didn't want to work no more. He had no ambition. His performance went down. And now that guy was like, he said he went home and that man made the news, man. He had that shotgun. I don't know what happened, but yeah, he did some time, man. The best brawl ever in 2002 U.S. Army versus Kansas State University football team. He's out the DJ in the club. That's crazy, man. Yeah. Single's key, man. Yeah. Single will always be key. Single will always be key. All right, I'm trying to get all y'all comments, man. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. Trying to get everybody. Let me see. God damn, y'all. He said, "F another man, F another man." When you came home from deployment, worldwide too, overseas, yep. Even like the locals overseas were getting a piece of that too, man. Yeah, live free, man. For whomever been in the military, I can't imagine what you could have been through. That's why a lot of these military people come back home and they are just mentally depressed because they trusted a woman. They probably seen something or yeah, man. You say, "Yep, I cursed like a sailor before I was a sailor." Not my woman, she a real one. We've been going strong for 3.5 years. Okay. All right, man. That's what's up, bro. You gotta have a real one, bro. Man, for real. He said the military is a single man's game. He said, and she a RN and in Houston, a registered nurse, a real. Oh no, you trolling, bro. You trolling. I know you trolling, man. Let me see. I'm trying to get everybody. They're like nobody. Okay, yeah. He said only 11 likes. Yeah, look how they doing me, man. Look how they doing me. Disrespecting me, man. That's how I get treated. Right. We gotta donate and we gotta support small channels. We gotta support small channels. Nigga, use a bitch. They never do. They never do. He said, Hispanics are honorable lover boys. Indeed, man. I stay far away from simps, period. I think we got one in the chat, man. You might want to stay far from him. He said too many 304s for that. Yeah, way too many. Way too many. Way too many, man. Okay, we said John Deere letters is like a kick to the nuts. It's it's worse, man. It's worse. Imagine you read one and it's coming from somebody that you've known for almost 20, 30 years. He said good for that ninja. Okay, let's read. Yeah, they never learn. Yep. Man, I just stopped talking to those people, man. I ain't got nothing to say to these people. Yep. Yeah. A 5-time stepdaddy. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah. Or MOS school. Yep. A school, MOS school. Yes, sir. Yeah, he was on in A school. Yeah, he was on the popping, man. What up? Also, he said, bro, it's wild. I just got a chance to catch your live when I'm getting ready to join the military. See? You see? See what I'm saying? This gonna help somebody out. Look, I got one super chat. I'm helping people out. I'm helping people out. I'm trying to keep this live stream up. Bro, it's wild. I just got a chance to catch a live when I'm getting ready to join the military. BMP is helping people. Support the channel so I can keep the live stream up so there's be no ads. People always trying, oh, it's always ads. I'm gonna just go ahead and monetize it then. I'm helping people. Appreciate that, Oscar Cruz, man. Yeah, man. Just pay attention to the live stream, bro. Stay single, man. Yeah, man. 5-time stepdaddy. 5-time champion of the world, man. I always told dudes this was a single man job. Exactly. Yeah, it's a single man job. That's a fact, man. He said Jody be hunting them privates. Okay. What up, TDC, man? This another guy about joining the military. Come on, man. Let's get it, man. He said nigga tried to build his own C-130 mid-flight. Military members on dating apps. Man, hey, all right, let me talk about this real quick. All right, so okay, so even when you still in the military, there's people that still on PUF, right? So PUF was the main dating app back in I say 2009 and 2010, right? PUF, Plenty Fish. A lot of people were still on dating apps while they were serving the military. People was making profiles. For instance, if we go to San Diego, women, I used to see women on there because I'm single. I can do what I want. I've seen married women that was on the same boat that I was pop up on my POF talking about they're interested in me, right? So they swipe right on me. I'm like, I work with this woman, and this woman is married. I take a look at her profile, and this woman said, I am single, joining, fight for my country, join the military, no kids. I'm like, what? This the same, this the same woman that got 2 or 3 kids and a whole husband at home. And she created a whole profile for San Diego. Man, boy. I smashed a white lieutenant officer when I got out of the Army. Met her on POF, spent a week with her. Brad was giving me high fives in the bar. Y'all think I'm lying? Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Women are so conniving that they can't even wait until they go home. They are making profile pictures on POF, on Kristen Mingle, Match.com, and these women are still actively serving in the military while their husbands thinking that they are loyal. It goes down. It's the dark side, man. I'm gonna get out the dark side for real. Yeah, profile says single with no kids, all while having a whole exactly. Yes, I seen a bunch of those, man. If I was in the military, I'll stay far away from married women. Period. When I was in the military, I stayed away from all women that was in the military. I only dealt with women that was locals because what would happen if you deal with another military woman that's on another boat? Most likely, she probably knows some shit. So I'll make sure that this woman that I'm dealing with is not in the service because I was. That's man. I mean, people can get away with that, but me, I like to keep a discreet profile. I don't want nobody to know my business, right? Because all women love to gossip, and once you get back on that boat, everybody know your business. So I had to get away from the boat. I had to do my own thing, stay far away from any military personnel, man. We had a cadence in the Army that said, Jody got your girl and gone, taunting the ninjas who got their girl taken away by Tyrone and Chad in basic training. Yikes. Crazy work, bro. So glad I never turned out to be one of these cats out here doing that ish type, because that ain't me. Yeah, man, it's crazy. He said, sound like the woman was the center of his life. Uh huh. Yeah, that's all they know. That's all they know. Because a man will give a woman everything, and he forget about that one person he need to take care of as himself. So once that woman leave him, he has nothing. Right? It's rope time. Ribs showing, holding a shot. I didn't want to laugh, man, because I ain't want to make it funny, but yeah, yeah, man, exactly. This man was built like he was built like at first when he first joined, you're right, he was in shape, he was muscular, looking like Clark Kent. After he got cheated on, this man was looking like Smeagol, or looking like a skeleton, man. Like, yikes. Yeah, he had that shoddy. Being a stepfather is like wearing another man's clothes. I got something better for you. Being a stepfather is like holding another man's nut. Military is similar to prison. All women are going to cheat while you're doing your time. Yep, exactly, man. Exactly. That's why they call it. That's why they call it shipmate, because you're an inmate. Inmate, shipmate, inmate, shipmate. Right? You got to put two and two together. We're basically prisoners. We're basically prisoners in a floating prison. That's all we is, man. So yes, this is spot on. Yep, you are an inmate. That's why they call it shipmate. But me, I just call people inmates. And people used to laugh. They thought I was I'm like, yo, this is real. We are inmates. We're not shipmates. We're inmates. We're prisoners, goddammit. It says, so if a man meets a military woman on a dating app, you have to assume that she's married. Yes. Yes. She's already going to be married. She's going to be married, and she's going to lie about it too. She's going to lie about it. Now, I remember on POF, there is a feature where you can keep your profile discreet. The only way to see a person's profile if it's discreet per settings on a POF is they either have to message you or they have to swipe right on you. Because a military woman that I was working with swiped right on my profile. And I was like, what is wrong with her? I was like, wow. But nobody would know because she have to either reach out to you first. He said, I know you said you've been to Hawaii. You had to hit up Rumfire. I don't recall it, man. I don't recall Rumfire, man. It's because I remember we went to Waikiki, and Waikiki, it was like maybe like 30 minutes away from the base, away from Pearl Harbor. But the downside of that is we got stuck, man. We got stuck for like 3 or 4 months. Everybody was broke because the trip from the base to downtown where everything at, that's gonna run you about $50. So each time we go back and forth, that's $100. And we got stuck out there. Everybody was broke. Hawaii is no joke, man. Hawaii is no joke. We had no timeshares or nothing, no discounts. They didn't care if we was military. Man, that shit was expensive. I remember like my third week, I was like, you know what, man? I'm done having fun. I'm gonna stay on the boat. I'm gonna sleep in my goddamn rack. I I'm gonna sleep on the rack. I'm homeless now. I'm done having fun. Fun costs too much. Ain't no use in going home. Jody got your girl and gone. Y'all wild. Can't trust none of them. All right, but okay, I got all the comments. Once again, man, salute to Black Pill Daniels, man. All right, salute to him, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. But I will keep this up, but I will monetize it. It will be monetized, goddamn it. But I do appreciate everybody coming through. Tomorrow I will be live. I need some content to get out, so I'll be live tomorrow and probably this whole weekend, man. It's a lot of content I gotta do. Anybody in the Patreon, I just dropped another roasting session, right? If you're down there, you already know who it is. I got more in store. And once again, man, salute to everybody here. I'm about to get up out of here. And make sure that anybody want to join the military, watch this live stream. Before you fall in love, before you get acquainted with a woman, watch this live stream. Now, I tried to give you everything that I perceived when I was in there. Everybody got different stories, but I'm pretty sure that it's very relative to what I, told you, brothers. To stay single, man. Don't give me no what if. Don't tell me I got a real one. Don't tell me she's gonna hold it down. She's not like that BMP. I don't want to hear that shit. If you tell me that, I'm probably gonna block you or have one of my mods get you up out of here. I don't want to hear none of that shit. If you want to do what you want to do, though, do what you want. You can do whatever you want to do. If you want to get cheated on and you want to be 55 pounds, losing all of your muscle and your weight, skinny with a shotgun, go do it. With that being said, this is Beta Male Police. I appreciate y'all for reaching out, but it ain't shit else we gotta speak about. And we out. Peace.